Good afternoon. I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. Happy New Year. It's Thursday, January 1st. Nueces County officials are preparing for visitors in heightened security as the first criminal trial tied to the 2022 Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde begins next week in Corpus Christi. Former Uvalde CISD police officer Adrian Gonzalez was indicted last year on 29 felony counts of abandoning or endangering a child in connection with the failed law enforcement response to the school shooting in May of 2022. Jury selection in the case will begin Monday. The Nueces County Sheriff's Office is overseeing security at the courthouse with help from the Corpus Christi Police Department, the Constable's Office, Texas DPS, and the Texas Rangers.
The Selena trial was a real big deal here at this courthouse, and I'm hearing a similar environment this time around. There's going to be media here from maybe even from all over the world.
That was Nueces County Sheriff J.C. Hooper speaking with KRAS 6 News. Nueces County court officials say that 450 potential jurors have been summoned strictly for the Gonzalez case. They will report to the central jury room on Monday morning. Hooper advised anyone with business at the Nueces County Courthouse next week to expect delays as deputies manage security screenings and crowd flow. Nueces County is suing the Corpus Christi Housing Authority, claiming it approved tax abatement agreements behind closed doors. The deals would have pulled millions of dollars in apartment properties by eliminating property taxes that eventually help fund public safety, street repairs, and city services. KIII News reports that the lawsuit comes after city and county leaders stated that apartment property owners were partnering with the Housing Authority to label portions of them as affordable housing.
The issue is, if they violated the Open Meetings Act that we all have to follow in positions that we're in, that can't be allowed, because then people will be doing backroom deals in smoke-filled rooms again, and we can't have that.
That was Precinct 4 Commissioner Brent Chesney speaking with KIII. The tax abatement agreements have now been paused pending the lawsuit. City officials remain supportive of building new affordable housing, but oppose removing existing tax-paying properties from the rolls. About 30,000 people in Corpus Christi, including low-income families, the elderly, and people with disabilities, are awaiting U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Section 8 assistance. The city of Beeville announced yesterday they have rescinded the termination of former police chief Kevin Baer and accepted his voluntary resignation. This follows an independent investigation into misconduct allegations. The city said in a statement that the decision came after an in-depth review conducted by a third-party firm regarding a complaint previously made against Baer. This past August, the city terminated Baer after a complaint of misconduct was submitted to the city. KRAS 6 News reported through an open records request that the complaint involved an alleged inappropriate comment that upset an employee. At the time, Baer denied making any inappropriate comment, along with the claims of inappropriate behavior within the department. The investigation concluded with a recommendation that the issue be addressed internally. The holidays can be a tough time of year, especially with people who struggle with addiction. Bob and Reagan Strauss, co-owners of the South Texas Recovery Foundation, told KRAS 6 News that relapse rates tend to rise during the holidays due to stress, financial strain, and family pressures.
There was a 150% increase in the holidays of relapse.
That was Foundation co-owner Bob Strauss. As once part of that statistic, he told KRIS that he struggled with substance use for decades before realizing he could not stop on his own. In 2019, the Strausses established the South Texas Recovery Foundation to create a recovery program that went beyond traditional treatment models.
To see that light come back on in their eyes and to see them re-engaging with their families, re-engaging with their communities, it really lets you know that what you're doing, it has meaning on a larger scale.
That was Program Director Rocky Haggard speaking to KRAS. The foundation operates on a 12-step model while also offering licensed professional counseling, trauma therapy, and daily routines intended to reflect life outside of treatment. Through the program, participants can build structure and connection through recreational outlets and shared hands-on responsibilities like caring for animals on the property. More information is available online at stxrf.org. This winter, groups of birders from around the world will tally the different species they see as part of an international bird count. Houston Public Media's Juliana Washburn went out with a group of birders who are counting species across the Galveston Island coastline.
Walking through wooded areas on the east end of Galveston Island, birder Judy Rowan is careful not to make any sudden movements. She's hoping to catch a glimpse of a wood duck floating in the nearby creek. After a few minutes looking through the scope of her binoculars, Rowan realizes she wouldn't catch sight of the wood duck that afternoon.
We think we heard it, we did not see it.
But she did count over 60 other bird species that day alongside a few other birders.
We got a tree swallow.
They discuss some of their favorites.
I think the peregrine falcon.
Falcon on the beach. It was
Although
beautiful.
the flicker was
The flicker, though,
was pretty.
I high five, like, come on.
It's all part of the Christmas bird count, an international effort to get a census count on species around the Western Hemisphere. The data tracks trends and gets a snapshot of birds this time of year.
Just getting communities together to do something that, we don't have enough scientists, the manpower for everyone, to go out and do this.
That's Sarah Bellis, the Gulf Coast avian ecologist for the American Bird Conservancy.
So it can use communities to more broadly cover these areas.
The count runs from December 14th to January 5th and is organized into circles across the country that span a 15-mile diameter. Birders spend a 24-hour period counting as many species as possible in their designated circle.
We saw over 200 black skimmers just in one spot. That was
in
one spot.
250 in one spot.
250.
Rowan helped scope out a portion of Galveston Island this winter. Her group marking down every species they saw.
Orange-crowned warbler.
Every bird counts.
Yeah, those are butterbutts.
The moments when Rowan's group caught sight of a rare species,
Guys, the flickers over there.
or really any species, were exciting.
We are excited to see this flicker.
It's like a puzzle for Lisa Hardcastle, who's been birding since she retired about 4 years ago.
It engages your brain so much because you have to look at so many details of a bird and factor in the time of year, where you're at, the habitat it's in.
It's also how birders like Rowan unwind.
It's the most mindful thing I do. I don't think about tasks and stuff. I just am.
At the end of the day, Rowan's small group of birders met with the other groups in their area to get a total count.
So we got 16 rare and then 8 never before seen on Christmas count, to my knowledge, birds.
Lalise Mason, who runs the nonprofit Scenic Galveston, says the Galveston Christmas Bird Count Circle recorded 183 different species.
183 is a huge number for the Galveston Christmas bird count. It may well be a Galveston record for 2025.
The wood duck Rowan looked for, not on the roster this year, but she says she won't give up on it.
I come here daily during spring migration.
In Galveston, I'm Juliana Washburn.
And in college basketball, Texas A&M Corpus Christi ended 2025 on a high note as both the men's and women's teams defeated the University of New Orleans at the Hilliard Center. Mason Gibson led the Islander men with 22 points in an 83-69 win over the Privateers. The women's team had a historic shooting performance in the first half to cruise to their first Southland Conference win of the season, 85-54. Meanwhile, the UTRGV men's basketball squad lost a 71-69 conference clincher against the Nichols Colonels at the UTRGV Fieldhouse. The women's team nearly erased a 24-point deficit in the fourth, but fell to Nichols 66-56. The two South Texas schools will now face off on Saturday in Edinburgh as part of the conference schedule and the university's South Texas Showdown rivalry series. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. Happy New Year from all of us at KEDT and KVRT-FM. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.